All right, guys, what's up, everybody? Santosh, Lolly, how you guys doing? Um, Tonight I wanted to talk about Keepa a lot. We've been getting a lot of questions, so anything you want to know or don't understand, please post in the chat, and Valerie will keep an eye on all of that. And besides for that, I just wanted to go over, some charts, and we'll see where things go from there. Let's see here. We're going to go over to. Now, I made a few videos about this, but I know most people do. I mean, we find a ton of deals here, and they keep adding more options to the deal types that used to be just Amazon. But as they keep expanding their graphs, they expand on this area, and it's the deals button. So if you just go to Keepa.com, you're going to see, excuse me, this deals button, and this kind of have an automated thing, kind of like the same way tactical arbitrage works. As it's monitoring all those deals, it's finding, differences in the market. So what it's basically doing is looking at price drops. So these drops can be in the form of a percentage, or, a dollar amount, or ranks, or a lot of other things as well. And you can look at it in all of these different deal types now, from Amazon to new to used, drops in sales rank, or they have a lot more options that they're showing in the graphs if you haven't looked at it lately. So now we can actually look at, which was a big complaint always in the past, is the products from an FBA. Are those sales coming from FBA sellers, or are they coming from merchant fulfilled sellers? Did they come from Amazon? And was the product really still selling after Amazon may have sold out? Well, we can see all that stuff now. We can even chart based on the buy box. So I did find a couple on here that I wanted to share. And these are things that aren't going to be great deals, but they look like good deals. So, was this the one? I lost it. But this is one that has a lot of data in it, so we wanted to look at this. This is some coasters, but as we can see now, it has it's showing merchant fulfilled sellers, it's showing the FBA sellers, it's showing the buy box line, it shows the list price, as well as new, used, overall, and Amazon. So, close this window. We can look at all these individually, and we can turn these on and off at will. And this is something that may look like it's a good deal, but if we're just looking at Amazon compared to everything else, we don't really, the other stuff is hidden right now, even though it's turned on. So we do see what we're looking at. We're looking at a 3 month graph right now. And if we go to a month, we can still see this getting, a couple sales a month. It's not a great seller, but we're not really looking at that kind of information right now. What we're looking at is, it looks like, oh, well, Amazon's always selling this at $21, but you have to always keep track of your new price. Even though the list price here is $7.99, Amazon consistently sells it for $21.73. And the reason why it popped up here is because Amazon's dropped its price down to $8.51, which is still over the list price. And if I'm really interested in getting history on this product, I'm always going to zoom out to all the data that's been collected. And there's a lot of data on this product, almost 4 years of history. So if we click on all, the first thing that I see here is that even back to, remember, When you see these sales ranks stop, when you're looking at deep history, they only started collecting sales rank in February of 2015. So when that line stops, you always know that's February of 2015. But we're going all the way back in this one to January of 2014. And the first thing that I see here is Amazon has never, ever run out of stock, not once since 2014. So we really need to turn this off. And once you turn this line off, we can see that it's not often used. We can see it hasn't been used since, we're looking at last May. There hasn't been a used copy of it. But we can also see this new fulfilled by merchant line. If I turn some of these off, we can see that the new doesn't basically ever meet Amazon's price. So we see used ones consistently for $7.99. So even though the price on this, dropped by something like 80%, even with an 80% price drop from Amazon, we can see that these prices are still way over what the new FBA sellers are selling this for. So obviously this is a bad product, but when we just look at an 80% price drop or 70% price drop, we're going to see that it's really not a good deal. And what I've done here is I have what I'm doing is I'm looking for drops in the last week in the range of 40 to 100%. So we're looking at anything whose price has dropped between 40 and 100%, and the price range. I would keep it down to what you want to buy or sell it for. So I'm gonna put it at $99. You go to 100, it's gonna show you 100 or more. And then the drop range is $5 to $148, and we're looking at 1 to 300K for the rank. And I put all this information in and applied this filter, and then we can sort it however we want. And we can also look at things like this: lowest, if it's the lowest price ever, if it's the lowest new offer, if it's out of stock, back in stock. If you only want to look at products that have reviews, so we know it's not a brand new product, is Prime exclusive, and filter out adult items. Of course, most people don't want to sell those. We are approved, but we don't really mess with that. And then we can sort by the percentage of drop, the price, the amount of time it's dropped, newest. Which is how we usually do it, because the newest ones, you can imagine if there's a great deal, people are monitoring this all the time. So we're going to look at the newest ones to come on here, because those are the ones people are going to grab those. It's a good deal. I'm not looking for 18-inch cones, or there's a lot of things that I'm not going to be interested in. But as you can see here, there's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of things that are mistakes. If something's sold, they accidentally had it marked up to $4,000, and now it's $899. And by using these filters, you're going to be able to really weed out a lot of that, because I've put it down to, as you can see over here, $0 to $99. We're not going to get the ones that are, have a price drop of $2,000 because of a price mistake. Obviously, if the price was dropped, $2,000, it's not, they're not selling $2,000 items for $899. And you're not going to find deals on here every time you look, but we do find stuff here on most days. So What we're going to do first is look at Amazon drops in this range. And the thing I like is most times if you select a new deal, you're not going to, it's going to reset all your other settings, but here it doesn't do that. So we're looking at new deals first, so the percentages is going to be all over the place. And you can hover over it to see history. So that's something we should definitely look into. And I don't really mess with the books or the software in here. And I'm usually looking for things I can buy from Amazon. This is basically to find Amazon flips. So we can see this one. It does go out of stock. It looks like a little bit. We have history of a couple of years. We see there was a big period of being out of stock. But for the last few years, it really has never gone out of stock. But, you know, this is the kind of graphs that, you know, we can usually work with. I mean, it's going, you know, in the up to a couple 100,000 for the rank. But as we can see here, Amazon goes way up, you know, as high as $18.65, and then they have, you know, great price drops down to $6. So, you know, there's probably a good product that we can buy and sell, you know, directly from Amazon. So if we look at the 3 months history in a year, you know, we can see a lot going on here for the ranks. And as you can see, you know, a lot of people would be afraid of ranks like this, but I'm really not. This is getting, you know, a couple sales a month. You know, we can see last year, but as it got towards the end of the year and this year, we can see, you know, it jumped up to getting, you know, several sales a month, you know, where the rank was as low as 32,000 for Q4. And if we look at the statistics, we can see on, you know, November 25th, so right before Black Friday, was down as low as 32,000. The current's about 250,000, and the highest is 500,000, which was almost a year ago. So that's not what's really happening. You know, so we can see there's, you know, a ton of stuff going on. It drops down to $4. It goes up to $18 or $19. And, you know, this is how Amazon flips essentially work. We're looking to buy stuff at the low point so we can sell it closer to the high point. So we're going to buy it when it's dropped to its low point. It's going to sell out, or it's going to, you know, do whatever it's going to do. It's going to sell out, or it's going to shoot back up in price. But we can see it goes high, it goes low, it goes high, it goes low. And this is what I'm always talking about, because what's going on here is they don't decide all of a sudden one day they want to mark it down to $4. What's going on in a store like Target or Walmart, or, you know, any of the hundreds of other stores that Amazon's competing with, what they're doing is they're having a sale or some kind of promotion with the manufacturer, and Amazon's dropping the price to meet them, which is great. So we can use that. We can buy the product at that point, and then when the price goes back up, you know, we'll be able to beat them. If we're buying it for $4, we can sell it for 10 or 15 when Amazon's regular price, you know, is closer to the $19 price point. And as you can see, there's other sellers who are buying it for usually selling 13, 15, you know, 12. You know, so there's a lot going on, a lot of movement. But we can see down here, there's not, you know, ever a ton of sellers, you know, going all the way back to, this looks like about a year of history here. Yeah, we're on the year of history. So we can go back basically to 2 years on this one because of the shorter history. And we can see it never has a lot of sellers. So there's never a lot of competition. You know, as low as 2, and probably the highest has been 9 sellers, which really, you know, is nothing for a product on Amazon. And it looks like there's a ton of variations for this. So there's 4 sizes, and it looks like there's 7 different colors. So there's 28 different options. We just looked at one. We can look at all those different options. Looks like Amazon sold out of this one again. Oh, they do have it for $675 right now. So it's at the low point. You know, it may be something you're interested in, maybe not. But, you know, this is just a good example of, you know, all the data that they're giving you now. And all of the stuff that's available here. Let's reset. Now we're just going to look at everything so you guys can see a lot of the other options here. Now, you know, a lot of these light bulbs, if you look, you know, it's saying the average is $90 for this light bulb. This one's $83. You know, obviously most light bulbs aren't selling for this price, you know, and if we look, it'll, looks like this is probably why this one is getting this, because there's no sales history on it. That may be why all these are in here. When it says negative one day, that means this is the first day it's ever been tracked. So it may be a new product, or it may be that nobody's ever looked at it before. Some Mchenry boards, you know, that are ranked 1 million is not, you know. And I think we're gonna sell books. And I don't even know what this is. Okay, that's a pull chain motor. And as you can see, you know, I'm not usually buying software, but, you know, there's a ton of good options, you know, in software if you've been grandfathered into it. Let's look and see, this has 2,000 days of history. And we can see Amazon, you know, this is a great product for buying and selling, because we can see Amazon is competing with somebody here because, you know, routinely they're dropping their price. You know, and the rank holds steady. Now, if we zoom into a week, that don't look like much. This may be a product they're not allowing that. Oh, this is a download. So obviously they're competing with somebody, but this isn't something that we can sell. I didn't notice this product was actually a DLC, so obviously we can't sell downloadable content. But it is a good example of, you know, the prices going, you know, them changing their price constantly to compete. If we go out to 3 months, we can see, you know, it goes from $30 down to $7.50. I mean, there's no, you know, good reason to do that, especially since there's no, you know, they can't have any competition. It's downloadable content. They're the only people selling it. This could be interesting. So I'm not, this don't make a whole lot of sense. Let's turn off Amazon, see what's going on. This is something we could probably use. It says it looks like there hasn't been any sellers other than Amazon here for quite a while. And it is a box, so I wouldn't assume this is anything Amazon stopping you from selling. So right now it's available for $743, and it's an add-on, but usually it looks like Amazon's selling this for about $80. And, you know, $7 with shipping for, you know, single wall foldable boxes is, you know, those things should cost a lot more than a quarter. And we can see the list price is $85 here. Amazon selling for $85, and You know, it has the thing sells pretty steadily. Let's look at the competition. Okay, it looks like there is no competition. So before you order any, I'd probably suggest you see what else is going on with that, but see if anything's going on over here in eBay. I think the prices are all over the place. $25 pack selling for $108. I see there's some cheaper ones too, but that's the same number, 6x3x3. I don't know why the price is jumping from $106 down to $15. But as we can see, if Amazon's the only seller and the rank is, you know, always between 20 and 50, see, we can see the average price here is $28, and the highest price was $85, but it averages at 28. We can see it goes up and down. I don't know why it was so high at this point. So as you can see, there's a ton of good stuff here. And even if not, you know, there's a great place to look at and learn Keepa. So as we've seen before, you have to be very careful with the games, you know, and software to make sure it's not a downloadable one, but, you know, for the most part, they're usually not. Neutrogena, if you're still allowed to sell that. You know, a lot of people weren't. Looks like the list price is all the way up here at $54, which nobody ever touches. Let's zoom into the months. So, it's interesting. Shouldn't have any used. List price of the buy box. So if we look at this, we can see Amazon, the new price, both stick together at, you know, about $25, $26. It's got, you know, 67 reviews, which is a lot. The new offer count, you know, is usually around 10. But we can see right now, Amazon selling it for about $9, which is, you know, a little over a third of the price, which seems to be a pretty good price. You know, so as you can see, we're looking for differences between Amazon and what we currently, what the current price is. And even if, let's say, for example, that this product sells out, so we see it is tracked at $8.98, and you know, we're looking at a month, so we can see for the last months, you know, there's a bunch of sales. Every time this line went down, that means there's at least one sale. This might have been 2 or 3 as far as it went down. So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, you know, 18. So probably at least 18 to 20 sales in the last month. And we can see, you know, it just, you know, stays strong, you know, all the time. So if we, this again, and this one apparently is in my way. So if we look at statistics now, we can see the high price back in 15 was $37, but the average for the last 90 days is $30 for Amazon, and even for new, it was still $30. and the rank goes as low as 5,400, but currently it's 6,100. You know, and it averages 50,000. Even at a 50,000, you know, average rank, we're talking about quite a few sales in. This is probably in beauty, could be in health and personal care. You know, so this is a great all-around product. But let's say, for example, we see it's $8.98, but we click through to Amazon and it's sold out, and it's actually still available at this price. So let's see, they have a limit of 3. You can only order 3 at a time. And when you see that limit, that's usually a weekly limit, and they're just going to cancel your order. So just don't keep trying to do it. But you know, order these, and if they're still available in a week, order them again and again. We can see all the other sellers are holding strong at, you know, 29, 29, you know, 26. And this is something you're not going to see very often, since Amazon is below $10, or if any sellers are below $10, it's going to, it's possible to drop this into an add-on item. So you can see $29 sellers that are still add-on items, and then a bunch of merchant fulfilled. You know, there's a good reason why I always say don't worry about the total number of competitors on a product. You have all these competitors. This guy's selling for $48, but Amazon's selling it for $8.98. Because that $48 guy is not competing with the buy box price at $9. Not even competing at these $29 ones. So let's say, for example, that this product sold out, or even if it didn't, we can only order 3, and by the time you can order more again, it's not going to be available at that price, you know, obviously. So it's very simple to do. All we're going to do here is click on this track product. So if you click on track product, you can scroll this across anywhere you want, or you can enter a price down here. So we want to say it's at $8.98 now. It may be at 9 something or whatever. So you know, I would probably put $10 in here. So now Amazon, now Keep is going to tell me if Amazon ever hits $10 or less again, and it's going to send it to my email and it's now to my Facebook. Okay, so it's in there now. So usually I have it put it in Facebook and do an email. I don't do the Twitter because they actually tweet you. If you're a Twitter user, what they're going to do is they're going to send you a public message through Twitter saying that this product's available. So anyone who follows you or anyone who follows them is going to see, hey, this product's available now. I don't want the whole world to know when what I'm looking for is available, especially the people who follow me. You know, I've got thousands of followers between different platforms. They're going to probably know that it's something they should go buy. So I have it send me an email, and I have it, and they don't even have to be following you. Even if nobody knows who you are, if they follow that, you see you're going to get a public tweet. So you can look at all the tweets that Twitter account has, and then you know you can be investigating because it's automatically sending them out all day long. So I have it send me an email, and I have it send me in Facebook. But what happens is it doesn't send a message. It gives you a pop-up of in your notification bar. So like when somebody likes your post or comments on your post, it's going to be right there with those. So if you're on Facebook a lot, which obviously I am, you're going to see that information. It's going to pop up as a notification. You can click on it. It's going to take you right to the Keep It page. You can click through and buy it immediately. So it's really a great way to do it. And then, but you only need to select one of these. And you can also put if new products hit a price, used products hit a price. And you can, this one's cool too, to track multiple locales. So you can look at that product on Amazon Canada or Mexico or UK or any of those platforms listed, and then just click on Start Tracking, and now it's going to track the products for you. And you can also, at this point, get the push notifications. And so now, anytime these products are available at that price, you're going to get a notification. You just click through, and then you can buy it again and again. Now, this is the same thing we're doing for any of the products that you see. Any of the products that you see that we post in either the free group, the free Bolo group that you guys should all be in, and in the Mastermind group. All those shoe and clothing deals, we have a video showing you how to set your alerts, but it's the same thing. You click on there, you set the alert for the buy price that we post, and okay. So a deal like this right here. This was posted in the Mastermind last night, sometime overnight. And if we click on it, it's not going to be available, probably for that price. So right now it's $21 is the cheapest, but it was available historically at $8.60. And we've gone and investigated and looked up the prices. And we see that, recently it was available as cheap as $8.60. So when we say buy price, you should be going into Keepa and setting that price to $8.60. So if we click on it, we can set a buy notification. And this is where we see it was selling at. So if you buy it at this price, sell it at this price, you're going to make, the payout's going to be $23 minus your buy price. So you're buying for under $9, and you're going to make about $15 profit. So that's quite a return. Now, all we do is click on track product, not at $32, but let's say it goes down to, we want to go down to $9. And then start tracking. And that's all there is to it. I mean, if you're, if that's something you're interested in doing, you just keep going down the list. Look at, log in every day, look at what we posted, and just click on the link, enter that price in under tracking, and that's it. And then you'll start getting notifications. People get notifications every single day about these deals after you start putting them in. I know people have hundreds and hundreds of them, some of them. So is everybody clear on that? Any questions as far as that in Keepa?
So far, no questions. I just asked, so there might be some coming. Ask away. Now's the time. But yeah, you're good on a fence. Oh, wait. If and when we order from Amazon to flip a product, we cannot use Prime. Is that correct?
That's okay. Here comes the questions. That is a good question, and it's true that you can't use your Prime benefits. So, but what you can do is get a business account. So you can only have one seller account, obviously, without permission, but you can have multiple buyer accounts. So what you do, if you have Prime on your account or on the account that's linked to your seller account, what you need to do is open another account. Now, if you don't have Prime, if you're out of the country, you probably don't subscribe to Prime, then that's fine. If you are subscribed to Prime, you need to open a second account. If you don't have Prime, just upgrade to a business account. And you can have multiple accounts as long as you're not using it to go around the limits. If you have Prime, one of the rules is you cannot use your Prime benefits for resale. And there's no way to not use your Prime benefits. Once you have Prime, you know, there's even options for the slowest standard shipping. Well, they still give you a discount. They still let you buy whatever you want for free, even if you use slow shipping, you know, even if it's, you know, $5 and not an add-on. So there's no option to not use your Prime benefits. What you can do is open a second account and then upgrade that account to a business account. And a business account, if you spend $49, you get that free shipping. And it's basically like having the Prime benefits. It's about 98% of the catalog, and the 2% that it doesn't apply to is the products that are, you may have seen them, that are called, it'll say Prime exclusive, which means if you're not a Prime member, you're not allowed to even buy that product. You'll get some of the other benefits of Prime, you know, like all the shipping benefits, but as a business account. And also, if you're buying things through the business program, you can submit to Amazon your reseller ID, so then you won't even have to pay taxes on those products if you're paying taxes where you're at. And another thing you can do is get discounts. And if you're registered as a business seller, you can do discounts for the things in some of those categories, where if somebody buys 3 of them, they can get 5% off, things like that. And the same will work for you. You may be able to buy products if you upgrade to that free business account, where you'll get discounts for buying multiples. Like you buy 10 of them, you get a discount. Buy 100, you know, you get 20% off, something like that, which the seller sets that up.
Another one. All right, you want to move on to the next one?
Yep.
Oh, you know what? On top of that, for those business accounts, just to add on to that, they said that should we link our personal buyer account to our business account? So do you use?
Yes, you have to. Yes. Email address? You have to have a personal account. You can't just go to Amazon and get a business account. What it is after you create that account, you go to a link. And I'll get you guys that link here just a moment.
And a different email.
But what you do is you have a regular account and you upgrade to the business account. You can't just, as far as I know, sign up for a business account. And you know,
they have an Amazon account, and then they open a different account that they're going to upgrade that account to a business account. Right. Do they use a different email address for that second account? And that's the one they link it to, right? The first account is completely separate.
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
Your Amazon account is linked to your email address. That's how you log in. You log in with your email account, so your email address. So you don't have a user ID. You have to have a separate email address for it. Because if you logged in with that email address, or tried to create one even, it's going to tell you that email already exists. Okay. So it looks like you can now just create an Amazon business account automatically. So let me post that link. So if you don't have that second account, you already have Prime, you can go there and you can create an Amazon business account. And yeah, you definitely don't want to have Prime. Well, you could upgrade your Prime account to business as well, but you still can't buy with it. Do not buy if you have Prime attached to that account. they'll, they can suspend your, I've heard of people having their business or their seller account suspended. They'll definitely cancel your Prime subscription. You won't get a refund. But I mean, in the long run, it's nothing like canceling your seller account.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, so is there a way to filter out third-party sellers when looking on Walmart.com? And if so, can you also do it in TA when searching Walmart?
Yes, definitely. It's very easy to do with tactical arbitrage. I'm not sure that you can do that when you're just searching on the website. I'll show you the settings here. Let me just load up tactical arbitrage. Let's see, where are we looking at here?
I thought on the website you could.
There might be an option. I really don't search on the websites anymore. So
I think like on the left side, there's a filter that you can search either Walmart.com or it has like other, if you select just Walmart.com, I would assume it just pulls up the Walmart one.
Right. I know that some of the sites that have third-party ones do that. I'm not exactly sure. Let's just look here. There's only one way to find out. I mean, that's how you figure stuff out, not, asking questions. Just go do it. Let's see here. I'll share my screen with you guys here in just a second. So diaper sizes, brands. I just searched for diapers.
Retailer, right?
Right. So here's the thing. There's a bunch of retailers. If we select Walmart.com, that's going to get rid of all the third-party sellers, or it should get rid of most of them.
Okay, right.
So now we're only looking at products from them. I wouldn't click on this only at Walmart because that's just going to be, these are just special offers. These are promos. That's not going to do anything. I was just seeing if there was any other type of option for that, but it doesn't look like it. So now when we're in tactical arbitrage, that's very easy. There's this filter that says remove third-party sellers from results. You click on that, it's not going to show you third-party sellers. This says Walmart only for now. But it's actually Sears as well. But for Sears, you don't have to click it. So if you're looking at Sears, there was just so many problems with those third-party sellers that Alex just completely removes them. There's no option to look at them anymore. They're automatically filtered by default. So you won't have to click that remove third-party from the results to get rid of it. Let's see. Okay, so what was the next one? Greg, I think.
What?
Okay. Is there a way to? Okay. Call with your account a few weeks ago. You made a special tax deduction for donating food items from a charity if they were still edible, valid expiration date. Do you think this would be worth the time for items that expire 50 days out on Amazon to have them delivered back to you, or just pay Amazon to have them disposed of? What we do is we donate those products to a organization in Chicago that feeds, people who may have lost their jobs or been, downgraded on their jobs a little bit, and they only help them short term. It's called Faith Acres, and they supply food to a lot of food pantries all over Chicago. And it's a girl I know that I actually grew up with. I've known her since I was a real little kid. and I can give you their information, and they're going to give you a donation form. So as much as you can, donate to, that's allowed by whatever your accountant tells you, you can use that. Now you can't buy and, have a charitable donation, but if you're just disposing of that stuff, I'd rather have the charitable donations. You basically can't double dip is the way I understand it. But, each state may interpret that a little differently. So like I said, check with your own accountant to see what's going to work best for you. But we'll give that information to anybody who's interested. And then all you have to do is pay that removal fee. And of course, the removal fee is deductible as well. When doing bundles, it does not ask me for the expiration date on grocery from when I ship, but I've been putting it on the package anyway. That just means it's not in the system as it's an item that expires. But that you can't choose to give them that information. You can only give it to them when they ask for it. So always even if it asks for the date, you're still required to put it on the package. You can't just cover up and remove every expiration date for everything you send to Amazon just because they asked for it in a computer. Your customers are still going to be pretty upset if they see every expiration date covered up. So you're still required to put that expiration date on the product. So continue to do that, and it still has to be, in the correct format. 2-digit month, then 2-digit day, and 4-digit year. If it's not in there, you have to cover it up and put your own in there. Oh, I see there's a new chat for me, so it's kind of,
okay.
I have to keep clicking on it to see more. Do you recommend selling to other countries? I get Amazon recommendation emails. I sell in Canada, UK, etc. Well, it really depends what you sell. Ollie's son's really the foremost expert that I know of in selling internationally. It's a great idea if you are sourcing the right products, and I can tell you the stuff that sells great. Food is probably the number one thing, but also clothes, food, clothing. If you're sourcing that name brand stuff, like everybody in Europe and England wants Levi's, and they want Oreo cookies, and just like here, all the people that are here from those places want all those foods. I used to have a lot of South Africans that worked for me, hundreds of them, in fact, and I used to bring the stuff in and sell them, all the candy bars they're actually from England, but all the English foods were actually the main things that were sold in the UK. So in South Africa would come from the UK. So we would import stuff from the UK, and resell that to them and make a profit. And it's the same thing there. They want American foods. They want American, snacks and candy and cookies. And it's the same over here. If you got a way you can get stuff from the UK or from Italy or any of the major countries in Europe to bring it here and put it on Amazon. I'm sure if you search on Amazon right now, those foods are ridiculously inflated. And it's the same with Canada. Like, the mac and cheese, we have mac and cheese, they have Kraft Dinner, it's called. It's like the national food, KD. It's Kraft Dinner in Canada, same company, same brand. It tastes a little bit different, but it sells for like $10 to $15 a box on Amazon, and there's a ton of different, foods and products like that. All their maple candies and, real maple syrup from Canada. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, I'm really the food guy. We sell about 40% of our products are still in the, grocery category. So, I just don't have time to expand into that, but, there's just so much, great opportunities to sell on those other platforms, but it's a lot of work. You have to pay. Going to the UK is a lot of work. You have to pay the VAT up front, which is basically a tax. You have to pay all the taxes up front. It costs $3 to $4 a pound to ship from here to the UK, depending on sizes. So there's a lot of issues with doing that. Canada, I mean, it's expensive. It's about $2 a pound to send there. But if you're sending food or anything with ingredients, so probably health, beauty, or the grocery categories, you're going to be doing things like the biggest problem there is the ingredients have to be in English and French because half the country speaks French Canadian, Quebec, and all those areas. So you have to have, you got to put labels on there with ingredients in French as well as English. So no matter what it is, it probably doesn't have both, unless it came from Canada. Right. Again, yeah, the exchange rate from the UK is not great, but I hear it's great with Canada right now. But the Canada marketplace is one of the smallest marketplaces there is right now. So I don't know. There may be some way to take advantage of the exchange rate. Maybe not selling there, but maybe if you can buy from the UK, it might be better. Or if there's a way to keep those products, the money from those products. If you can sell stuff there, take the money and get products that you can bring back here. I'm sure somebody's making money off of the bad exchange rate. After Brexit, I know a lot of people stopped selling over there. But somebody's always making money when someone else is doing badly. Right, keep buying and selling in the UK to grow their products, and you can always bring those products back here, with the profits that you made. How essential do I think getting ungated in the big three are in order to make good profit? I find it difficult to source products. Well, I mean, the majority of, from my point of view, I think it's essential because obviously everybody always, before tactical arbitrage came around, everybody knew me as, the grocery guy, and we, really sell and sold a ton of stuff in the grocery category. So, I love it. I think it's so easy to find stuff. You can go into any store. I'm not sure who you are, so I don't know if you're in the U.S. or not, but you can go into any store and scan some shelves and find stuff in any grocery store, any Walmart. And if you're cutting out grocery, beauty, and health, I'm not saying it's impossible, but why? We have a company we work with. It's it's $200, and they guarantee you they've gotten hundreds of people ungated without any issues. So for $200, if you're having a hard time finding products, then you might still have a hard time finding products. But for $200, if you can find stuff in grocery, go out and see if you can find some grocery products or some health products or some beauty products. And if you can find them, then pay to get ungated. They're going to get you ungated, and they're going to do it quick. And if you need the link, just send me a message on Facebook. But there's, they charge $200 to get you ungated. That's for everything. They're going to provide you with the invoices. They provide you with everything you need. If they come back with any issues, you forward them the messages, and they'll, give you the right responses. And they'll do it over and over until you get ungated.
All right.
Yes, it's $200 a month. We've literally sent hundreds of people to them to get ungated. They have 100% success rate, and it's the only company I know of that can currently do it. So yes. So just send me a message on Facebook after the webinar. I'll give you the link to get ungated with them. I know a lot of people in this group have used them. So yes, we can get them gated, and they only do those 3 categories. They're not, get you gated clothes and all that. They do grocery, they do health, they do beauty, and nothing else. They stick to what they know. Let's see. As far as
did you say the one about inventory and archiving or closing, deleting?
yes,
Okay.
if you're done selling a product, delete the listing and then archive it. Wait for it to update and then archive it. Every single one of those products, I've talked about this often, but when I was suspended, several years ago now, I had 13,000 products that I didn't have any active anything on, and that was the first thing they told me. And every expert I talked to told me the same thing. I needed to delete those before I submitted it, because here's what happens. When they're reviewing your account, they're going to review every active listing. Just because you're not currently selling one doesn't mean you're not one of the owners of the product. You're still on that listing. And another thing that happens is if there's a recall, or people get sick, or somebody dies from eating one of them products, you're still it's still one of your active products. So Amazon could suspend you for selling bad products. They're selling products that had banned whatever in, or if there's a recall, that recall is going to apply to you, even though you haven't sold it in a year, 2 years, or 5 years. If you're not going to sell it anymore, delete it and archive it. There's no reason not to. If for some reason it gets returned, put back into your inventory, it's just going to be marked as unfulfillable. All you'll have to do is relist that product and it'll be back there again. We're not talking about a big deal, even if that product comes back to you. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to wait 90 days, make sure it don't get returned, make sure there's no. Well, who cares? You don't delete the product out of Amazon's catalog. Once a product is created, it's there forever. So as soon as you're not going to sell it anymore and you sold them, get rid of it.
And then another one was, I've been buying from a restaurant supply store and many of the items are in bulk packaging. If no retail packaging is shown, do you need to state bulk packaging? I never have, but have you ever had any complaints from someone expecting retail package and getting bulk package?
Well, there's a big difference in that question. So somebody had asked me about that and sent me pictures. I don't even know if they were in my Mastermind group or not. I don't know if it was you, but here's how it works. Your product has to match the pictures on Amazon. The customer has to get what's promised in those pictures. So if you have a product that's bulk packaging, has no retail packaging, and on Amazon, there's just a picture of the product. There could be a picture of, Spam that's not even in a can. It wouldn't matter what your can looks like if it doesn't show the can at all. Or if it shows, a toy that's not in the box, and your product's in a box, but the box doesn't match, what the original listing is, that also doesn't matter. As long as, where you come into a problem is if your item's in bulk packaging, which means it's just the loose food product, and then you're putting it in a poly bag. But on Amazon, there's a picture of, the loose food, but it's inside of a retail packaging. Then you have a problem because your product does not match what was shown in the Amazon packaging. Even if the picture gets updated. Somebody was asking about diapers somewhere last week. Or I was doing a webinar on tactical arbitrage, and we seen a listing where the pictures on Walmart didn't match the pictures on Amazon. And it was the same exact package. And you could see that Walmart had a newer version. The company had just updated their packaging. Well, it no longer matches, so it's no longer a good product. You have to update the pictures or create a new listing, but it has to match. So if your bulk, And if you could, after the webinar, send me a private message with, you know, the Amazon listing and pictures of your product, and I'll tell you if they match, of course. And that goes for everybody. I always say that if you don't know about a product, ask me instead of sending it in and possibly getting suspended or whatever could happen. So as long as you don't have bulk packaging, or if you don't have retail packaging in your picture on Amazon, you're fine. If it just shows the food, you know, it's great, because then the package can be updated over and over again. But if it has the retail packaging, that's when you run into problems, and definitely do not send that in.
All right, so that's all the questions. At the bottom, what somebody was just recapping on what you had already said about the listing. Amazon Seller Central tells them all listings without inventory are inactive, but there's no more questions otherwise. So.
Yeah, but that's not true. You can still get in trouble for that. Yeah, okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. And, you know, whoever wanted to get ungated, send me a message, or your listings or any of that, send me messages, and I will I'll definitely take a look at it. And